Happy New Year's! Here from the Beniverse, my name is Ben Friedman. I just did the worst movies of 2022. Let's make it all positive. Let's talk about some movies that I loved. One thing I want to say before jumping into this video is that you will notice 9 out of the 10 movies that I have on this list I saw in theaters. I think that's a big thing for me this year. I really value the theatrical experience, and I had a lot of fun with these movies in theaters. That is not to say that there were not movies that were released by streamers on this list. There is actually quite a few, but I got the chance to see them in theaters. And with that all said, let's jump into my top 10 favorite movies of 2022. Kicking off this list at number 10 was a movie I was actually trying to figure out where I put it on this list. But ultimately, when I thought about it, while this may not have some of the narrative structure of some of the other films on this list, while it might not even fully qualify as a movie, I was thinking about that theatrical experience, seeing it in February, going there, being with the crowd for the first time really since COVID, feeling the energy, laughing with everybody, being there with my friends, all of it, it just accumulated into the perfect experience, the ultimate reason you go to the movie theaters, to laugh, to just be shocked, to just be at awe of what you are watching. And that film for me at number 10 is Jackass Forever. I've been saying it for a while. Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Wee Wee Man, Poopies, all these guys, the new cast members, Aaron, they all are the modern day iterations of Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. They are the closest we have to resembling those comedians. These are guys who are willing to put themselves at risk for our amusement. They are jesters hurting themselves for our fun, and my God, was this movie fun. There is so much, from Aaron just getting whaled in the balls, from Steve-O having a beehive put on his penis. There's just so much shock value, and this is the reason. That's the feeling I go to be at the movies, to just experience something with the community, and it is the perfect theatrical experience. I would have it no other way, and on this list, we honor that, and thus, Jackass Forever is my 10th favorite film of 2022. Coming in at number 9 is a movie that came out this month, and you know what? I actually got to see the original film from this series this year. I had never gotten to see it. It was the biggest film of the year. I had loved this director. I had just for some reason missed this movie, despite it being the biggest film of all time, and that's Avatar. And then when I saw Avatar: The Way of Water, I got it. I understood why there was so much hype going into this movie, why people were really wanting to see what James Cameron was going to bring to this. And I thought he delivered better than ever. I was pretty emotionally moved during this movie. There is such much sweetness to this film. It is such an earnest film. James Cameron is never cynical in his approach to filmmaking, and he delivers on audience expectation and understands what dazzles audience better than any modern director we have working today. I think it is just a stated fact, it's not even up for debate, that this movie just looks beautiful. But what really grounded me to this movie, what really made me connect to this movie, was just the family element. When you introduce kids to the picture, the danger and peril just feels 10 times more. And thus, I really connected emotionally to this movie. I think they all do really good in this film. I think Sam Worthington has actually grown quite a lot as an actor. I found him to be quite captivated in this film. Zoe Saldana is once again amazing. Sigourney Weaver, all of them coming back. I think it is a really exceptional movie. One that is, again, the reason you go to the movies, to be dazzled. It's for a blockbuster to just leave me feeling in awe, without any big spoilers. There's nothing for me to really spoil about this movie. It is just an experience that I had to get to. I got to go to the world of Pandora, explore it, and just be fully captivated during that 3-hour runtime. And I've loved this movie. Avatar: The Way of Water is coming in at my number 9. Coming in at number 8 is a movie that finally made me understand the appeal towards a certain movie star, a young movie star who has been working in Hollywood. I've always understood why people like him. I think he has been good in films. I never understood why people just loved him and were captivated by him. Then I was watching him in this movie share scenes with an actress like Taylor Russell, just giving it his all, and her giving it her all, and them working in tangent. I found the romance to be beautiful. I was just so blown away, captivated by that movie, and that is Bones and All. Luca Guadagnino's film reuniting him with his Call Me By Your Name star, Timothée Chalamet, and I found this movie so moving. It is such a tough subject to do. I mean, this is literally about two young cannibals on the run together, falling in love in 1980s America. And it is very much metaphoric and symbolic as it is literal. It is a film exploring hunger, that desire to find community, and it is also literally a film exploring hunger in the sense that these are cannibals, lovers. This film doesn't ever sympathize with these characters, but it doesn't talk down to these characters. It doesn't just say, look at how horribly these people are. They just get to exist as people, and you're going on this love story together, and you feel the emotion, you feel the impact. Mark Rylance gives one of the scariest performances this year as the film's villain. It is absolutely wonderful. Coming in at number 7, I didn't know how they were going to capture the fun and zaniness of this first film, and Rian Johnson does it, and Glass Onion, a Knives Out story, is a blast. One, largely because of Daniel Craig just getting to chew the scenery and just be such a great comedic character that's unmatched. I mean, his accent, the jokes that they write for him, he has given every great punchline in this movie just such a natural comedic talent. Along the way, you have this great supporting cast, Dave Bautista, Kate Hudson just delivering one of the great standout comedic performances of this year, Janelle Monáe just being wonderful, really giving this film a lot of heart. And you have other actors who just get to do their thing. Edward Norton's such a slimy bastard. There's so much to love about it. While I found this story not to be as quite as clever as the original Knives Out, I did find the thematic value, this eat the rich aspect of this movie, to be quite rewarding, and I think the ending matches that energy, and this film is just so wonderful. Everything, the twists, the turns, it's just so fun to experience and be in Rian Johnson's head in the Knives Out series, and I can't wait for a third movie. Coming in at number 6, when I went to see this movie, I got to review it early, see it with my co-host Branson, and we both left raving about this movie. We were kind of blown away at the direction it took. It took itself so serious while feeling like a comic book movie. Of a year where I found the comic book genre to just be lacking on film and TV, this is one of the ones that truly captivated me. I was blown away by what they did. This had a lot to prove, and I was blown away by Matt Reeves' direction of The Batman, which is coming in at number 6. Pattinson is incredible in this movie. I thought he made for such a great Batman. Everyone brings their A game. Despite how dark and cynical this world is, Matt Reeves understands that Batman is a hero and he has to end up saving the day and rising above vengeance. So it is truly an origin story without having to be the traditional, we see the pearls fly off. It gets to get Batman to the point that we know him in, but it shows him in maybe the darkest place of his life. And I just love this movie. I was blown away by it. I had a lot of fun watching this. The Batmobile chase sequence is one of the most visceral scenes you will see in a movie this year. Coming in at number 5, you know, what shocked me when leaving this movie was I thought about it. I'm like, movies don't get to be ugly. They don't get to be disgusting. They don't just get to play in the mud. They are never just as relentless as this movie is, and this movie never lets up. Everyone is so well cast. The film looks beautiful. It is so dense, yet I understood it fully. I connected to this world, and I was blown away by every action set piece, every character decision, and it is number 5, Robert Eggers' The Northman. God, what a movie. This film explores revenge. It is a film about revenge, about characters seeking revenge, but also them learning about the consequences of revenge, how it can drive your life, how empty it is. Nicole Kidman gives one of the greatest supporting performances that she's ever given in her career. It really contextualizes the thematic value of this film with revenge. I was absolutely blown away with it, and it's also a movie that ends with 2 naked guys just fighting on a volcano in the most 1980s metal glamour you've ever seen. This movie rocks with a capital R. Coming in at number 4 was a movie that surprised me while watching it how much I was really engrossed by this story. For the first 15-20 minutes, I liked the film, but I had some really strong reservations. And then as it keeps going and as I kept getting into the world, I just found myself getting lost in this world. And the lines, the script, just the energy, the satire of this movie, I just found myself engrossed by this. With Noah Baumbach's White Noise, the biggest praise I have to give this movie is how audacious it is. It is this social satire about life, death, American consumerism, the American way, especially in the Reagan era, but also has very direct parallels to now. I found this movie captivating, one, because of the performances. Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, Don Cheadle, all amazing in this film, really doing the most with Don DeLilio's lines. And it is a movie that made me buy a book and read a book. While Baumbach has always been a very realistic director, this world is exaggerated. Everything feels crazy. Everything feels just bizarre. And where his characters are usually so real, these are caricatures. So it's fun to see Baumbach challenge himself, do something new in his filmography, and make something that is so bold, so ambitious, and that doesn't always work. And yet I was so impressed by a film. And the testament that this was one of my favorite films is I couldn't wait to see it again. I can't wait to rewatch and study this film. And I really think in 10 years, we might all be looking back and thinking, was this really Noah Baumbach's masterpiece that just went overlooked? Coming in at number 3 was my only streaming title that I saw on my iPad. I was so emotionally moved by it, and this is my favorite directorial debut of the year, and that is Megan Park's The Fallout, starring Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler. It is a film that really captures the current moment that we exist in within 2022. Yet it never feels overly emotional, it feels real. This screenplay is just electric. This was my first time becoming aware of Jenna Ortega. I thought this performance was incredible. She really floored me. I was moved to tears by this movie, and I think it's such an important, such a well-made, such a testament feature that I think a lot of people are really going to respond to. Coming in at number 2, there have been a lot of films about filmmakers going back and exploring their childhood, thus to explain how they became who they were. And there was only one film that did that to such high degree that I was enwrapped in it. This film is magic. It really captured me back to the feeling of 1980s Spielberg, and that is The Fable Minster. This is such an endearing movie. All the performances are great. Gabriel LaBelle as Sammy Fableman gives a great performance, as does Paul Dano, Michelle Williams, Seth Rogen. To me, this is one of Spielberg's best, and I can't get enough of this movie. I just love this movie. It contextualizes Spielberg's career, and it's just so captivating. I found myself transfixed watching this movie. So that leaves one movie, my number 1. What is my favorite film of 2022? I can't believe that I'm about to say this. This is a movie that, while on my podcast, when I was talking about my top 10 most anticipated summer movies of 2022, it misses the list. The next day, it premieres to an audience at CinemaCon, and they're going wild for this movie. And then I saw the movie once, and I saw the movie twice, then I saw the movie in 4D, then I saw it again in IMAX, and I saw it again on Blu-ray, then on 4K. I've seen this movie. I sit there and watch the clips on YouTube, and I was so in love with Top Gun Maverick, starring Tom Cruise. This movie is awesome. It's the best action movie of the 21st century. It is so visceral. You are sitting there watching, you feel the jet engines, you feel the adrenaline, you feel the excitement. It's so captivating. I'm so tense while watching this movie. I love every beat of this movie. It is such an energetic watch from beginning to end, starring the last great movie star of our generation, Tom Cruise. He knows how to make a movie. He delivered with Top Gun Maverick, and that is my favorite film of 2022. Thank you all for watching this video. I've been blown away by the support that I have received this year on the Beniverse. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be doing a lot more on YouTube and my socials in 2023. Like I said, I have some huge plans and I'm so excited to unveil them to you. Happy New Year's all. Welcome to 2023 and welcome to the Beniverse Season 3. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.